Thank you so much for joining us. What on earth is going on with this election season? Well, you can look at polls, you can look at cable news, there's all sorts of sources out there. But one that I find particularly interesting has been created by our guest this morning. She's Diane Hessan, a local entrepreneur, market research expert, thinker, and author of Our Common Ground, published by Real Clear Publishing. Diane, welcome. It's good to have you here.
Good to see you, John.
So in 2016, you began communicating by email and phone with a group of 500 plus people, right? And found what?
Well, I found a lot because I ended up speaking with them for almost 5 years, every single Tuesday.
Same group of people?
Another project. Same group of people, all ages, every state in the union, all points along the political spectrum, etc.
So this is not a scientific survey, but you did make an effort to be somewhat scientific about it. So it's not, you know,
This was, I mean, for geeky people, this was like an online panel.
Okay.
So it was pretty scientific. I ended up, over the 5 years, I ended up with about 12 million pieces of data.
Wow.
But what I really was looking for were the stories and the why behind everything that we see in the polls.
Well, you wrote in your book, the assumptions we make about each other are horribly inaccurate, and our inability to hear each other, our speculation and our impatience are tearing us apart, end quote. That was a few years ago. Are things as bad now as they were then? Well,
you know, in some ways they're worse because, you know, my data says that there's so much that we agree on. But, you know, we get sucked into these crazy stories about people who are on the extremes, and whether it's a story about someone on the very far left or the very far right, it tends to make you feel like the other side is absolutely crazy. So I'll give you an example. This is from a month ago. You know, Democrats complain a lot about those Trump voters and how can they like this guy and they don't realize who he is and everything. I asked 250 people who say they are going to vote for Donald Trump in November to give me one word to describe him. What do you think the words were? Buffoon, crazy, a false god, somebody said. You know, low integrity. I mean, they used all these negative words. Now, of course, the other side of it is, you know, I think he's crazy, but I'm voting for him anyway because I miss having $2 gas, you know, or whatever else. But it's not as if there's this big love affair on the other side. That's one of a zillion examples.
Well, let's get into more of what you've been finding through some of the quotes that you sent me that you gleaned from your research here. Let's take a look at quote number 1 here. This is from a male Massachusetts Independent. I think both Vance and Walz will have minimal effect on final voting. This is a race between Trump and Harris. I still think voters will decide based on white man versus minority woman. The racism, sexism, etc. that carries, end quote. Is that a widely held perception that this is going to be about gender and race?
I think it's a widely held perception, but if you talk to people individually, they don't say, I mean, sometimes you hear women saying, wouldn't it be great to have a woman president? But they've already kind of had those emotions when Hillary Clinton was running. Most of their issues are not about gender and race. Most of their issues are about what they don't know about a particular candidate, or they worry about too far left or too far right. So Kamala Harris right now has a couple of issues that are really, really challenges for her in the minds of most voters.
What are they?
Democrats. She's got 3 big ones from my data. One is people perceive that she is too progressive. The second is that people don't think that she has the gravitas to be able to do the presidential job, which of course could be a could be a gender thing, could be a racial thing, but they don't see her being serious enough and having the chops to be able to deal, especially with foreign policy. And the third one is immigration.
Let's grab another quote from the recent research you've been doing, Diane. This is quote number 2 now. This is a male independent from New Hampshire. For either to win, they must garner votes from independents. In that regard, both have failed with their VP picks, because I think most independents would prefer a moderate pick and long to bring politics back to the middle, end quote. Well, I think the idea with the Harris campaign was that Walz was a moderate, but as far as this vote is concerned, he's not. Does that speak to the effectiveness of the immediate attack from the Trump campaign on Walz?
I think so. First of all, one of the reasons I love this quote that you picked, John, is I would say 60% of Americans at least consider themselves moderate, and are frustrated that we can't really come together. And so what they're really looking for are people who are running who don't have extreme positions. It's not just the people who think of themselves as independent. Most Democrats and Republicans feel that way. I think what happens is people get little snippets. They pull it off of social media. They pull it off of somebody's website, and they say, well, you know, Kamala Harris or Tim Walz are both for gender-affirming care. I read that they're both for defunding the police. They want to take away my guns. He used to be a member of the NRA. Now he's not a member of the NRA. So people are looking for evidence that their candidates are just too far on the extremes. And it's why they want to hear more.
This stuff isn't evidence. It's oppo. It's spin.
It is. It is.
And people can't tell the difference often, right?
They can't tell the difference. I mean, they can't tell the difference. We are absolutely inundated with articles and quotes, and people are cherry picking and finding things. Now, let's remember, my data says that people in November will largely vote against the other side.
Right.
They will not say, I love Kamala Harris, I love Donald Trump. They will say, I am voting for Kamala Harris because I can't stand the other guy.
Right.
Or I am voting for him because she's too far left, or I don't like the way she dances, or, you know, whatever else. It's mostly against. So that balancing act is really, really tricky.
We're down to about a minute left. I want to squeeze in one last quote. This is quote number 3 here. This is from a male, undecided Republican, Hispanic from Texas. I vote with my wallet and my security in mind. I want as much opportunity and as much of my own money to stay my own money. I don't want to pay for other people's laziness, and I don't like my money funding things I have nothing to do with, like the war in Ukraine, end quote. Again, how representative of your sample is that?
It's really representative. People talk a lot about the American dream. People talk a lot about feeling that this country is all about, you know, for the privilege of living in the U.S., in return, you will take responsibility for supporting yourself and your family. You'll give back to your community and not expect to be given things, you know, without absolutely earning them. So it's a big emotion for people.
Well, you know, not to try to neatly sum up something that's relatively complex here, Diane, but what I hear you're finding is that the candidate that can ease the fears that swing voters might have about them while putting the negative focus on their opponent and have that be foremost in mind when that voter fills out their ballot, they're going to be the winner.
Absolutely, and there is plenty of time. There's plenty of time for both candidates to either do the right thing or really mess things up. Long time left in politics.
Gotta impose on you to come back one more time before Election Day.
Yeah, we'll do it.
And give us one last briefing.
Happy to.
So much.
My pleasure.
Diane Hessan's book can be found on, I'm sure, on Amazon or other online booksellers. Our Common Ground, it's called. And that's all our time, right?